I don't think there's a part of us that for a second ever questioned going anywhere. For us, it started a week before the storm, and you board the place up and you just assume that when it's over, then everything just kind of goes back to normal. But it has been, even before the storm till now, it's physically and emotionally challenging. But you look around and you remember how perfect everything was and truly how beautiful everything was. And for us, I don't think there's been a question at all that we'll work together and we'll put everything back exactly how it was, if not better, and truly recreate what it is we all love so much about Southwest Florida.
When we showed up here, I want to say we showed up here on October 9th. There was no legal way for hire to get across other than us. There was some smaller charter boat captains that were just bringing small numbers of people, but there was nobody in the area that could transport large amounts of people. Obviously the Sanibel Causeway was completely severed. We started immediately. We had a capacity to move about 100 people per hour. And then with the addition of adding NOAA into the mix, it's kind of, we can move about 300 people, almost 400 people an hour if we had to, but there was no other way over there. We were the source for transportation to get everybody that was associated in this marina, workers between LCEC, so a couple of the local construction companies, Crowther Roofing, and we kind of all partnered up with them, and that's what's been keeping us going, and it'll probably continue for maybe another 2 to 3 weeks. So we started transporting about 200 to 300 linemen a day with another company from Sarasota that came down and was kind of the first ones here. NOAA, who has Adventures in Paradise, he had kind of started the charge and was transporting all the Sanibel city officials back and forth to the island. At that point, he was pretty overwhelmed with that, so that's where we kind of came in and started helping with all the contractors from LCEC from all over the country, getting them over there. And we ended up transporting them for about, I want to say 12 to 13 days, and then they finally set up a village or a man camp over at the elementary school. So then it was just transporting the main LCEC guys, and then now we're transitioning over to kind of the private sector at this point.
My name is Captain Steve Dahl. I'm a operations manager for Sweetwater Lifestyles. So we're here with 2 of our boats from our marina, and we're 22 days in at this point. Our crew, we're covering 84 hours a week, sun up to sundown. So basically 7 to 7 every day. We've got a solid crew of 8 guys, and everyone's a licensed master captain through the Coast Guard, and it's pretty much a sun up to sundown type of day.
You don't realize the resources you have until things like this happen, and it's from all aspects and of life, and without the network, there's no way that I would be in this opportunity. Everybody's 2 to 3 weeks behind where we are right now. We feel like we were like so far up in the beginning of this whole thing, and NOAA was really the first. He was pulling people off the island when the island had no way of getting people off the island. They had no plan put in place for something like this happening, and NOAA stepped up. And I wasn't here for that first week, and I'm probably, as much as I say that I want to be here for that was probably the hardest week. We got the easy stuff compared to probably what he's went through, and I'm sure he's got some pretty crazy stories. I know Brian, I think, stole one of his boats one day, the first day he got here, because he heard there was people on the island that were hurt and needed to get off, and Brian from Florida Structural stole one of NOAA's boats and drove it across to figure out and started loading people on his boat. Some were alive, some weren't. You hear some of these stories, it doesn't seem like it could be real, but it's real.
I mean, there's fuel everywhere. everything that everything you flush or you don't think about, the hurricane put it in the Gulf, put it in the bays, put it in the ditches. I want to have true candor about it. I want to be candid and tell the truth. At the same time, I want to provide hope to people. But this is an epic disaster.
There's definitely a communal, this is where we live, and to see it the way it is and somewhat unrecognizable, and to have a hand and just a small hand, if you will, just trying to bring that back, it's great. And we're already seeing how much we can touch people's lives that are here for the relief effort. One of the big things we're doing that we noticed is, all these guys are, it's a very blue collar mentality here. Lots of linemen, electrical linemen, contractors, and they're spent after a day on the island, and they're dirty, they're wet, whether it be from sweat or rain, and we play fun music on the ride home just to get morale up. We are offering beer to them free of charge. It's all donated from friends and family, and the morale goes through the roof. And albeit only for a half hour, it makes them feel normal. A lot of these guys are away from home. It's not all local contractors, people from all over the southeast United States here, and it's just that's the feel-good part of it for us. It's just a Herculean effort on so many different levels, nothing I've ever seen in my life, and it's you're proud to be a part of it. There's almost I can't wait to go to work type of philosophy of, but you're definitely, every day you see something get, changed. We saw the entire causeway get, rebuilt, at least on a temp level in a matter of days. And we were there to see all the trucks go over for the first time, and that was a feel-good moment. We helped those guys get there to be able to do that.
Now when you go out there, I see every guy who goes and they get on the island, and they've seen the pictures, they've been around the beaches, but when they go through the island, they come out, every single one of them, their eyes are this big, and they either cry or they don't say anything. It's pretty different.
When we get here before the sun comes up in the morning, and there's 200 and 300 guys standing on this dock ready to go work, and you get on these boats and you see the spirit and the mentality that everybody has as they're going forward before the sun's even up, and they work all day, and you come home at night and you see those same guys get on, and their determination's still there. There's no doubt in my mind that we will get back to normal, and it has been personal. This part of the area is really the most popular place that we get to bring people to, and to get to call Southwest Florida home when we get to go on the water. This is our favorite place to make memories with people. We spend most of our time on the water on sightseeing trips and sunset trips and private events where we do create incredible memories with people, and we get to send them away with those. And for us, that's always been the most rewarding part of this job, is the experiences we get with people, but the memories that they get to leave with. And this is completely different than anything that we have ever done in our lives. I don't think any of us could ever imagine walking away from our lives and coming here and working in transport and using our boats the way that we have. But I think we all, every single day, try and come with the mentality of, we're gonna give every single one of these hardworking people that have come to our home to make it the place that it once was. We're going to give them those same memories to leave with, whether it's a sunrise on the way over to Sanibel in the morning, or the music and the atmosphere we can provide on the way home at night that just keeps spirits in a place where everybody knows it's going to be all right.
It's kind of hard to explain, actually. I go home at the end of the day, and the further you go in east, the more normal it is, the more that it looks like nothing even happened. It's just normal day-to-day life when I get home. Spend time with the family. But then every morning when I wake up at 4:30 and leave the house at 5, and you slowly come this way, you slowly realize what we're here for. We're not here to have a good time necessarily, but make sure that we're putting the right people over on the island to help everybody that needs that help, and to get this community and this county back to some kind of normalcy. You know, I know that's probably going to be far off, and we're just in the beginning of it. But once again, you know, it makes me feel humble when I come here, and knowing what we're doing is for a good reason.
My first day on Sanibel was Monday after the storm. We pulled up to the beach just a little bit to the west of Sundial Resort. I felt like I was right back in New York City at Ground Zero when I saw it for the first time. Just total loss. There's no other way to describe it. It's just total loss. What was there, it's just gone. Everything's gone. Whatever you had in your house is gone. Whatever you had in your condo is gone. Your garage, all your personal belongings just gone. It's your neighbors, it's the community, it's, you know, the whole damage was just spread throughout the entire island, and you just don't know where to start. You sort of got to take a step back and look at everything, and then start to put the pieces of the puzzle back together.
You know, we all have our ties and our roots to this area. You know, when you've been down here, living down here in this area for 25 years, you know, you get attached to some of these things, some of the cool restaurants you get to go to by water, you know, all the islands and the places that you fish on a regular basis. And right now they're all just completely destroyed. It's going to be a little bit before things can even get to, I don't know, what do you want to call it, somewhat normal?
So the main goal is just getting their material there and getting the bodies there. So originally now you have all these demo guys, right? They're taking out, they're ripping the bad stuff out of the buildings, which that's high on manpower, low on material. Our next step is going to be a lot more material, and then tools, and then we're also using barges to move equipment, trucks. I mean, there's just a lot of logistics. It sounds really easy, and we thought it was going to be a lot easier than it was out of the gate.
You know, you take a picture of today and come back and look at that same picture of whatever you took 6 months from now, and you're going to notice a huge drastic change in it. Everything takes time. There's no question about it. So we're in the right direction. It's just, you know, we just need time. That's it.
Now that's the beauty of what we're all going through as a community right now. Everybody needs something and some help, and you know, whether it's just somebody listening to them tell their story, or you know, something as simple as socks. You know, don't think it's all about a monetary thing, or you know, morale is a huge thing you can offer somebody. You know, and listening is free.
We're all just very blessed to call this part of the country home, and we're all here to do what we can to make it nice again.
No, and it's a family here. You know, it's a very dysfunctionally fun family, but it's a family. And you know, we're seeing humanity. That's what big storms do. You know, you see actual humanity.
I don't think until you see it firsthand, you know, the media can only, you know, show you so much, you know, and you definitely get a different emotion when you're, you know, somewhere in person. You see progress, and that's amazing.
Oh no, I'm not leaving. This is home. Nobody's leaving. Nah, we can't let it go like this. And we've only begun to fight, I guess. I mean, it really changes the way I think about storms. And insurance companies.